Let's be honest for a second. If modern dating or the loneliness epidemic has impacted you, or if you're single and dating feels less like a connection and more like a job interview, men are saying, all she wants is my wallet. Women are saying, all he wants is my body. And somewhere in that standoff, we've lost each other. But here's the question no one's asking, which is why? Are we that shallow? Or have we been trained to treat relationships like transactions because we're terrified of being vulnerable? This is the Prism Effect, and today we're splitting the light on modern dating. We're going to look at the male perspective, we're going to look at the female perspective, and then the one nobody talks about, which is the human perspective. I'm not here to shame anyone. I'm only here to ask, can we find our way back to equality, respect, and genuine partnership? Or is love officially dead? Let's find out. Hit the subscribe button if you're ready to think differently. Today's episode is a continuation of my last video titled, Is It Love or Is It Leverage? So I just want to dig in a little bit just to see how we can look at things a little bit differently. So let's just start with the male perspective, the male experience, because I think a lot of women don't realize how heavy their burden is. From a young age, boys are taught a simple equation. Your worth equals what you provide. If you have a good job, a nice car, a fat bank account, you are successful. If you don't, you're invisible, and nobody wants to be invisible. So let's fast forward to the dating apps. A man's profile is judged in seconds. Studies show that women swipe right only about 5% of the time. And what are those 5% usually displaying? Status, height, money. So men learn quickly. If I want a partner, I need to market myself like a product. And we all know products don't get loved, they get used. But here's the quiet tragedy that nobody talks about. Men aren't just looking for sexual intimacy. They're looking for validation. Physical intimacy is often the only place a man feels safe enough to be vulnerable. So when he chases sex aggressively, it's not always about the act itself. It's about feeling wanted, period. The problem is, when you chase intimacy like a transaction, you stop seeing the person as a human being. So what happens? Men become bitter. They start saying all women are gold diggers, and they'll retreat into these echo chambers online, and there are plenty that confirm their resentment. And they stop trying to actually connect because connection feels like a losing game. But here's the thing. Women are hurting just as much. They're hurting differently. So let's take a look through their lens. From the moment a girl is born, she learns that her primary value is her appearance. Or in social media language, they're using currency. Smile more. You be prettier if. She's taught that her youth, her waistline, and her pleasantness are her currency. Not her mind, not her ambition, just her face. So when a woman starts dating, they have a very real biological and social fear. Am I safe? Can this man hurt me? Can he abandon me when I'm pregnant? Can he ruin my life? And somewhere along the way, this safety question gets tangled up with financial security. Because in a world where women overall are still earning less and carry more domestic burden, money does equal safety. Women are bombarded with messages that they're objects of desire. Every DM, every swipe, every catcall reminds them that their body is the prize. And after years of that, they build walls. They demand that a man prove himself. And often, the easiest way to prove himself is with his wallet. It's not greed, it's self-preservation. But here's the quiet tragedy women don't talk about. They're exhausted. They're tired of being the emotional caretaker, the therapist, the house manager. They want a partner, not a dependent, and not a boss. They want to be chosen for their soul, not their body. But the system has taught them that their soul is irrelevant. So what happens? Women become guarded. They start saying, all men are this and all men are that. They demand more and more and more from men before giving anything in return. And they stop trusting because trust has caused them to be burned way too many times. So here we are, two genders, both hurting and both finger pointing, but convinced that the other side is the problem. But what if I told you you're both right and you're both wrong? So here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. Men and women aren't enemies. We're allies who've been turned against each other by a system that profits from our division. I'm going to say that again. We've been turned against each other by a system that profits from our division. Social media algorithms thrive on outrage. Dating apps thrive on your loneliness. If you find love, they just lost a customer. And consumer culture thrives on telling you that you're complete unless you buy the right thing, you look the right way, or you earn the right amount. Men are being commodified for their production. Women are being commodified for their appearance. And in both cases, the person disappears. The man becomes a wallet, the woman becomes a trophy. And neither of those things can hold a conversation, raise a child, or hold you when you cry. So what if we tried something radical? What if we stop asking, what can this person do for me? And start asking, who is this person really? What if men decided to pursue a woman for her character first? I know it's radical, but just hear me out. If you pursued a woman for their humor, their kindness, their wisdom, and let physical intimacy be the result of a connection, not the price of entry. And what if a woman decided to look at a man's integrity first, his honesty, his reliability, and his emotional maturity, and let the financial stability be the byproduct of a shared life, not the prerequisite for a date? Equality doesn't mean men and women are identical. It means we treat each other as equally human. So here's my challenge to you. Whether you're a man or a woman, next time you go on a date, put down the mental checklist. Don't calculate his salary. Don't evaluate her body. Instead, ask one question. Do I feel safe being my authentic self with this person? I'm going to say it again. Do I feel safe being my authentic self with this person? If the answer is yes, you found something rarer than money or beauty. You found a human being. So dating today is broken because we've forgotten the fundamental truth. Love is not a transaction. It's a collaboration with two flawed, two scared, beautiful people deciding to build something together instead of using each other for parts. Men, you're more than your paycheck. Women, you're more than your profile picture. And until we believe that about ourselves, we will never believe it about each other. So this is the Prism Effect. I'm not here to give you easy answers. I'm here to help you see the whole spectrum. Now, I want to hear from you respectfully. Men, what's the one thing you wish women understood? Women, what's the one thing you wish men understood? Drop it in the comments and let's actually talk and not fight. And I also wanted to offer you support. If you've been impacted by the loneliness epidemic, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is in the description, and we can hop on a call and just try to discuss some next steps for you. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.